Hey gardeners, Amy here with Garden Up. Today I want to talk about this tenacious little bugger right here. This is called black-bindweed or Fallopia convolvulus. So black bindweed has quite a few common names, as most weeds do. Black bindweed, wild buckwheat, which is a terrible common name because buckwheat is a completely different plant. Also bare bind, bind corn, climbing bindweed, climbing buckwheat, corn bind, corned bindweed, devil's tether, and wild buckwheat. There are way too many common names here, folks. Let's pick one. Fallopia convolvulus is in the Polygonaceae family, which is the knotweed family. I always thought it was in the Convolvulaceae with the morning glories, but it's actually not a morning glory, even though bindweed is usually a morning glory. So again, common names, kind of not helpful. But yeah, this is actually a knotweed. The flowers are completely insignificant. You wouldn't even notice, you wouldn't even know that they are flowers. They look almost exactly the same as the seeds. The only difference is the flowers are green, the seeds are brown. That's really it. But they're these little nut-looking things, like three-sided, it's like a D3, little dice, tiny little nuts. This was all over my property when I bought the house. I've left some of it with the intention of doing a video. I'm finally getting around to doing that video, so now I can finally eradicate it from my property. This would actually be a pretty easy weed to get rid of because it's an annual. You just have to get it before it goes to seed. So there will be a seed bank in the soil for many years, but you just have to pull up the seedlings when they're small before it starts flowering, which is midsummer, I think, when it starts to flower and seed. Which is about when it's big enough that you'll recognize it anyway. So just as soon as you see it, pull it up. It doesn't have a deep root system. It's a tiny little hair-like fibrous root system, easy to pull. Again, it's just the seeds that are the problem. Black bindweed is an herbaceous vine that grows 1 to 1.5 meters long with stems that always twine clockwise around other plant stems and other things that it can cling to. The leaves are alternate, almost heart-shaped and pointed at the apex. And at the base of each leaf, a cylindrical membranous sheath, the acrea, surrounds the stem. Leaves can be up to 3.5 inches long. The roots are fibrous, and it does not regrow from the roots. The flowers are small and greenish-pink to greenish-white, clustered on short racemes. These clusters give way to small triangular achenes, with one seed in each achene. While it does resemble the bindweeds in the genus Convolvulus, there are many notable differences. It has acrea, the stiple sheaths at the nodes, which Convolvulus does not. And Convolvulus has conspicuous trumpet-shaped flowers, while black bindweed has flowers that are unobtrusive and only about 4 millimeters long, at best. It is native throughout Europe, Asia, and northern Africa. Fallopia convolvulus grows most commonly on disturbed or cultivated land, so it finds a home in your garden very happily. The seeds are edible and have been used as a food crop in the past, but the seeds are too small and low yielding to make a commercial crop, and it is now more widely considered a weed, occurring in crops, waste areas, and roadsides. It is also an invasive species in much of North America. When you're dealing with a vine weed like this one, you want to cut it into pieces so that you don't drop more seeds on the ground as you're separating it from whatever it's holding on to. Have your bucket right nearby because you're trying to drop as few seeds as possible. Some are going to be inevitable. There's no way to not drop some of these seeds at this stage. The solution here would have been for me to dig this or weed this out a long time before now. That's probably the biggest root system I've ever seen on one of these. Usually they're much smaller, like this. There we go. Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you liked it and you learned something new, make sure to tell me by hitting the like button. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe so you get more gardening content in your video feed every week. Thanks again. I'll see you in the garden.